Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to today's Powerboost. So our topic today is our common denominator. So if this reminds you of some elementary school math, you need not be alarmed. We're not going to do any math, but we're certainly going to reference math a little bit so that we can make clear what it is we want to empower you today. So, much like unlike fractions, you can't make the many, many cannot be made one without a common denominator, which, when not inherent, can be imposed. These impositions leave us subject to manipulation for those whom either, I would say, conquest or division is beneficial. The two are the same because it's control that matters. So if it suits the purpose of control, whether we are dominated or divided, doesn't really matter if the aims and objectives of others are being fulfilled by the prevailing conditions. So the question always to ask is, who's benefiting from these conditions? Some entity always is, just not you, as long as you remain subject to manipulation. The goal then is to set yourself free from manipulation. So there's a way out of the matrix, and that's our goal today, to empower you to set yourself free. So the question is, or questions, who decided what you're wearing today? Did you? Who decided what you're eating today? Did you? Or where you're going? Most important of all, who decides what you're thinking and doing today? Did you? Our standards today have become very undesirable, our collective standards and behavior today. And that is indicative of our functioning at our lowest. You might say at our lowest common denominator. So how did we get here? How did we come to such a pass? I'd say by imposition. It's been imposed on us. Our manner of dress, speaking, eating, relating, are all a function of what's being imposed. This is not at all voluntary or natural. We're merely reflecting what is imposed, rather than our own innate good nature. We're being manipulated for the benefit of those other than ourselves, and that we are unaware of it makes it all the more insidious. We can, therefore, by others' will and design. We can become degraded, made violent, disorderly, disagreeable, disrespectful, all en masse, all en masse. Mass media has penetrated all but a few places in our world. So, en masse, we can achieve the opposite if that were so desired. It isn't, unfortunately. Those who stand to lose don't want it so, don't want it to be so. And ironically, there's really no them and us. There are really no others. The others may be in different boats, feeling safe and secure, pulling the strings. But we're all in the same storm. Perpetual wars, unhappiness, sickness and disease, injustice, waves of sorrow, etc. So though ignorance may be bliss, it is not safety. We're all subject to the same universal laws. You can only get what you give. If you were fully in control of all of the above, that would really be empowering, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you want to retrieve this power from those who, with clever artifice, you've allowed to take it from you by imposing what's artificial rather than what's truly common to us all, which is that we're all souls, children of the Supreme Soul, our Father. That's our common denominator. And when we find that unity, we can see the forest for the trees. Raja Yoga meditation is the method and practice to get you there by discovering our true common denominator, which, once identified, you will naturally become one. You'll naturally become peaceful and happy. Otherwise, we'll continue to be disparate, divided, sad, and imposed upon. Our territory is, at the moment, under, you might say, foreign occupation. Be alerted to this, and you can expel the invaders. And who are these invaders, you might ask? Well, they are anxiety, stress, worry, doubt, fear, unhappiness, loneliness, despair. Liberation is calling us to come together as one. Can you hear the call? Quiet yourself for a moment right now and listen. Listen and you will. And only you can provide your own relief You are the key to your own salvation. Aren't you ready to be free? All that it takes is the realization that your body is not you. That what you do doesn't define you, nor does what you look like, where you were born, your age, how much money you have in the bank. These are all associated with the physical roles we're playing. You are the soul, not the role. Thinking of yourself as the body is as absurd as thinking of yourself as the chair you may be sitting in. You're not the body. You have a body. And when you no longer have the body you're in, you still are, always and forever. And by this I don't mean that you are still black, or African, or female, or white, or Guyanese, or American, or what else false you've identified with. You're not any of those labels now. Those are all subject to change. Your true identity is not subject to change. Who you are never changes. Not even death can take away your true identity. And if you're asking what you would do with it after you die, well, the answer is, when you're dead, you're not done. That's part of the confusion and delusion that's informing, or rather misinforming, your living and causing you so much pain and heartache. All the loved ones you've eulogized and interned, they're still here. None of us can leave before the cycle ends, which is not too far off. For that discussion, though, we'll have to leave that for another day. But we don't have to wait too much longer for this cycle to end. Suffice it to say that you are not what you see in the mirror. You're the seer, not the seen. Do you get it? Can you feel it? If you do, you ought to be jumping up and down right now for the good news. Or you should be calling one of our Brahma Kumaris centers closest to you if 306 Fifth Avenue isn't close enough. So the sooner, the better. Don't delay. call today. Om Shanti.